BCTV and WB&H thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business, with branches in Bedford, Manchester, Nashua, and Derry. PrimaryBankNH.com. Delta Dental, providing easy access to quality dental coverage for every smile, from your younger years to your golden years, with the nation's largest provider network. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing healthcare to meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center, where meals turn into moments and conversations last a little longer. Murphy'sTapRoom.com.
He can run things at the left side. Now Helton stings the top corner. Hodgson Rogers, she gets the edge, tries to split the defenders, does. Bounce shot is good.
Back kicks, deals, fastball swung on and missed.
Oh, big hit there from Page, and that's going to go over the wall.
Now Muir looks in the middle, finds Matagano, and she buries Foddy's up top as Green runs through all of them. Beautiful pass backside, and Kahn with another save. Welcome everybody into our tonight's broadcast of the New Hampshire Division I State Semifinal. The boys lacrosse team of Bedford, New Hampshire are going to take on the Exeter High School Blue Hawks. My name is Corey Munster Tiger, joined as usual this season by Jay Abendroth here in the booth at Manchester Memorial in Manchester, New Hampshire. Jay, thoughts on what we might see here tonight?
Yeah, we already saw a really good game that we'll get into in the first part of the doubleheader. With rains threatening, you don't have to threaten us with a good time, Corey. We're going to see a really good one here. Both teams familiar with each other, played each other twice in the regular season, with Bedford winning 2 times. However, as we look back to the last game where Bedford was down, actually 5-2, 5-3, something like that, it was all about getting out fast, especially in a playoff game, so I think that's important here.
You're absolutely right. That last game on May 26th between these two squads in Bedford, the Exeter Blue Hawks were winning at halftime 5-3. The Bulldogs absolutely rolled in the second half. Final score of that game, 16-10, as the Bulldogs were able to put together a 13-goal second half that really separated the Bulldogs from the Blue Hawks. Just about ready for face-off here this evening. Teams have met at half field. Goalies have shaken hands. They've taken their positions, and we're ready to go.
And I'll jump in here quick. We see the gamesmanship. We have Bedford with 2 short sticks on the wings as Dylan Riccio picks it up, and Exeter with 2 long poles. So everybody's expecting Dylan here to get the ball, which he did.
And he did, and he's bringing it into the offensive area. Purnell behind. Bulldogs will have the first possession of the game as Riccio has won north of 80% of his faceoffs on the season. Just spectacular numbers for the junior faceoff specialist. Helton back right of the keep. Ronan Wilbur in net again for the Exeter Blue Hawks. As Chase Barrett applying pressure to Helton. Now here's Matthews rolling high to low shot. Bouncer goes sky high. Nice save there by Ronan Wilbur. Backed up behind by Kobe Rubin. Squirrely little Kobe Rubin, I love his game. The junior tries to get high, can't get there. Although Purnell's there for the rebound and the score. Great start for the Bulldogs as Purnell picked up that loose ball. Was able to score lefty near side post and put the Bulldogs ahead 1-0.
Yeah, we saw Rubin off that restart able to get going quickly while the Exeter defender, a short stick, was behind him, still running down the ball as if he was going to get it going out of bounds. Was able to get the corner. A good check by and close by Exeter defense, but very fortunate. Purnell was right there. Good to see John Purnell with a catch and goal early, something that has eluded him previously.
Purnell missed several games earlier this season due to injury. He's working his way back into the starting lineup and starts off this semifinal in the right way for the Bulldogs. Riccio, another win.
Yeah, now we see actually that was a long pole taking the draw, number 4, Logan Swalje. So, Exeter with the goal here, just selling out when it comes to the face-off and still not working.
Helton on the goal there. Puts the Bulldogs up 2-0 quickly. We are less than 2 minutes into this game, and the Bulldogs all over this Exeter Bluehawk squad so far.
Yeah, and it's an interesting play as we see them come back to more of a traditional. They're still facing off with a long pole, but the more resources, long pole resources you put up towards the midfield, if Bedford does get the ball, you got a bunch of short sticks down low, and you're really giving yourself up to those quick plays, which we just saw there from Helton.
We'll see if the gamesmanship continues as it does here. Foul on Logan Swalje, so as he was taking the face, he's just trying to prevent those fast breaks. He's able to there, but the possession still in favor of the Bulldogs. Dax Becker taking some whacks here. All the way out near midfield, guarded by Cameron Knowles. And now Helton. Helton looks for the backdoor cut, can't make the connection. Nice cut there by Purnell. And now a couple big hits right down low. Legal, of course, no fault, no call, no foul. And the ball pops out on a clearing attempt. We'll get a push from behind, and the Exeter Bluehawks will have their first offensive possession here of this first quarter. They'll act with some urgency as they throw it behind. Here's Tommy Graves. Graves through X. Near side for Kerrigan. Back up top, here's Gibney. Sam Gibney, sophomore midfielder for the Bluehawks. Wilhelm, and then backing around. Here's Sam Haw.
We see Bedford actually taking over on a starting this possession, defensive possession in a zone, and I think it's got Exeter a little bit slow to react in the beginning of this possession.
Saw the Bulldogs switch to this zone in the second half of that second meeting at Bedford. They saw a lot of success with it. The Bluehawks weren't quite sure when and where they wanted to shoot. We're seeing them with similar challenges. As chasing down the loose ball, Bennett Matthews gets possession for the Bulldogs. Now here's Cam Santos. They have a 4-on-3. He'll shoot right off the crossbar. Rebound. Matthews save. Nice save by Ronan Wilbur, shooting his hands to the sky, getting a piece of that one.
Yeah, really nice play there. Cam Santos out on the break. Bennett Matthews found him, and unlucky hit the post. And again, Matthews in the right place at the wrong time. Wilbur equal to the task, though, to get the ball up and out.
Comes up with a save here, but Purnell is in the crease. So Wilbur will get possession for the Bluehawks. Long pass into the middle for Cullen Scarrett. Now deep down the middle, they missed the pass. The Bulldogs are there for the ground ball. Up quick, off the stick of his attackman teammate. Now some physical play just over midfield. Ground ball by Kerrigan. He'll settle things down and move it behind to Tommy Graves. Back to Kerrigan, he'll shoot. Save there, first one for Ethan Kahn in net for the Bulldogs. Nice way to get off the snide there. Starting off this game with a stick side high save. Kahn's going to be an important part of this, and a clearing pass goes high there. Unforced turnover for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, a little bit back and forth. I'll tell you, it's a hot night out. This pace isn't going to favor either of the teams, I don't think, because they're going to get drained a little bit. Look for the team to settle down. Bedford off to a quick start, but the team to settle down is probably going to take control of the second part of this first quarter.
4 minutes into this first quarter, as you said, a quick start for the Bulldogs. They got 2 goals right off the bat, one by Purnell, one by Helton, within the first 2 minutes of play, and it's slowed down since. Bulldogs again in this zone defense as the Exeter Bluehawks work the wheel back up top, time and space. Sean Ha can't hit the cage, but they back it up behind.
Bedford sticking in this zone, happy to let the outside shots come. I think Exeter got him in a little bit of a false rotation or a little bit behind, and it was a good shot there by Ha, unfortunately off the goal.
Just left of the cage for Kahn. Looking for cutters in the middle. Here's Ha again. Kerrigan gets it checked out of his stick. Defensive midfielder picking it up there. Can't quite grasp it. There's Noah Lawless. Lawless playing short stick D midi to start the game here. As Exeter will throw it behind and play near side, looking for this wheel for the right-handers. Gibney will start it. Here's Ha. Kerrigan gets a little space off the crossbar. He beat Con high, but Con had a little help from his friend. 6:44 remaining in the first. 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs. The time of possession is going to start mounting up here for the Blue Hawks, as they're remaining patient, looking for those solid shots. And the Bulldogs are content to give up some of these outside shots, relying on Con to make the save.
Yeah, and they're doing a nice job on the defense for Bedford. It's where they're getting caught is when a player will carry through the zone and get an open shot, as we saw there by number 11.
Sam Gibney.
Yeah, Gibney.
On the shot there. Con, true to the task. Bouncer makes the save. His outlet pass, one bounce deep, nicely played for Drew Clark. Clark brings it over and passes to Helton, who will settle things down.
Yeah, I think that was a needed clear for Bedford. It was a one bounce pass, but it was handled by Clark, and here we see Bedford able to get into their offense with Bennett Matthews driving.
Nobody stops him. He charges through to the net. 10-yard shot, misses the cage low to the right as he pulled the trigger left-handed. And now from behind, Purnell. Off quick to Becker. Becker with the short stick midfielder, Sean Ha, defending. He'll drive from X. Ooh, looked like a little bit of a ward there. Becker gets away with it, rounds the corner and cashes. Dax Becker puts the Bulldogs up 3-0.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. I think it was a little bit of a result of his move. He was one-handed, but he did actually push that hand out and I think touched the stick of the defender. Lucky he didn't get called, but was quick enough and slick enough to get that through the goalie's legs, and Bedford up with another goal, up 3. Really great start for the Bulldogs here.
Got just high enough from goal line extended, got a decent angle and was able to finish. Face off here, Riccio scrambles. Pulled in by Bryson Durso. Riccio with another face-off win. Back cut here, Purnell finishes. We have a flag down. They count the goal and they wave off the flag. It was likely a push from behind as Purnell was scoring the goal. Danced along that crease and was able to finish. The Bulldogs are up 4-0.
Yeah, and this is something Bedford, with the addition of Purnell, we've seen Sabo Fatorik do really well on that backside. Purnell doing the same thing, able to catch it congested, kind of what Kobe Rubin does, is run into the teeth and get it scored. But I will say that was a Dylan Riccio assisted goal. He didn't quite cleanly win that faceoff, but his hustle kept the ball a 50-50, allowing Durso to get the ball. And so I think that's the added dimension that Riccio is adding to this team for wins on the faceoff X.
Sure is. Great look from Durso as well. That's the second or third time that John Purnell has made a beautiful back cut from that left wing, sneaking behind the defenders, getting that one-on-one chance right in front of Wilbur. As Riccio, guess what? Wins another faceoff. Here's Durso. Now the Bulldogs, with this make it take it, are getting some time of possession. As we are under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, Durso makes the dodge, draws the double, looks backside and gets picked off in the middle. Nice stick there by Logan Schwalje as he dumps it in his goalie's crease, but now they need to clear it. That they do. Far side. Up to the attack. Now they look for odd man opportunities, but the Bulldogs are back in transition. Kerrigan near side. Gibney up top for the Blue Hawks. Exeter trails 4-0, just over 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. Appreciate everybody joining us on WBNH, channels 8 and 1072 HD. We also appreciate everybody tuning in on Blue Hawk Media tonight. Our friends over in the Exeter area. Bulldogs working around near side.
I'll note here too, we see number 21, Teddy LaPointe, on the field. Teddy coming back from a broken collarbone. Good to see him out there getting some run.
Save there by Kahn, but now he makes a turnover. And a tough turnover there leads to a goal. Tommy Graves with the hustle gets the Blue Hawks on the board.
Yeah, good play by Graves, sticking with it. I think Kahn with a little bit of indecision, tried to come back around and throw that through Graves in essence with that big stick, wasn't able to get it around. If there's anything that Bedford needs to clean up in this first quarter, it's those clears. It's a little bit more decisiveness, snap those passes, and get it to the short sticks quickly so that you can manage and run through this attack and get into your offensive end.
Back to the face-off. Riccio pulls it back to himself, wins another face-off. He'll trot over midfield. Defended there by Cullen Scarrett. Hacks away on those arms, but can't quite get it away from Riccio. And he finally dumps it off for Brody Helton.
Yeah, Dylan's so comfortable with that ball, especially when he has a short stick on him after a win. It's a great opportunity for them to really slow it down. As the opposite of slow it down, Mr. Helton is a good shot. He was open, but easily saved by Wilbur. We see the defense for Bedford come back on.
Helton got the edge, got a step, but his shot was stick side high on Ronan Wilbur. Easy save for Wilbur. And the Blue Hawks will have another possession. 2:51 in this first quarter. 4-1, the Bulldogs lead. Ha now for the Blue Hawks, back up top. Declan Sankovic, Gibney, and they'll spin it all the way around. Near side for Ha. Bulldogs again content to let up those outside shots. Kahn has come up with a couple of good saves, but they are 15 and 17-yard shots, so he sees it from a long way away. Blue Hawks start their wheel again on this near side, looking for the righties rounding the crease.
And Tommy Graves looking to sneak from behind, not able to get there. Looks like an errant pass, so real good patience from Bedford to just weather that. It is a time of possession thing, but they are absolutely playing strong defense with really that only one mistake from Kahn in the back of the goal. Really nice performance by the defense.
Matthews swim move on the clear. Trying to get his right hand free, does. Bounce shot too high and far left on the backup Kobe Rubin. From behind, Kobe Rubin, a little spin move, goes to his left. Pulls it back down. Nicely defended from behind there. It's Jackson LaRanger on the defense. And now Durso. Trot his merry way from behind. Guarded by Gibney. Gets to GLE, rewinds, tries a little scoop shot, but he goes into the crease, so it'll be a turnover on the Bulldogs. Don't mind the hustle there, but not the result he was looking for.
Yeah, exactly. He was there. He probably could have just come around his right-hand side and given Bedford a little bit more of a prolonged possession. Here we see Exeter with the ball with just over a minute left. It'll be a big pivotal moment here as we end the first quarter to see which side stands tall.
Gibney, top right of Kahn, and he comes up with a save. Came across his face for that one, offside high. Nice save by Kahn. And now the Bulldogs will clear it out. Trevor Abendroth gets swarmed near midfield. He turns it over. And the Blue Hawks gain possession. Spin away and a goal. Declan Sankovic comes up with one for the Blue Hawks. It's 4-2.
Yeah, that was a good ride by Exeter. I think Bedford will want that one back. They did everything they needed to on defense, as we talked about, with 35 seconds left. Bedford able to cut it in half. It's that clear that's really getting Bedford down and keeping Exeter in the game thus far. Like to see Riccio take something here, and Bedford first not let up another shot by Exeter in this quarter. Secondly, get a nice one on of their own.
I had that number wrong. That was Griffin Gennard. My apologies. Number 10. Got another hold on Exeter. This one on Logan Schwalge as he tries to do what he can to limit the success of Dylan Riccio. That's a tall task. And now we get Becker looking backside. Kobe Rubin misses the cage.
Yeah, with so much focus on Matthews and Durso and Helton up top, that was really Becker and Purnell and Rubin kind of running the show there. It was a really nice pass by Becker and shot by Rubin. Love to see that go in the back, but I think if they can win that matchup, they're going to be in a good spot here moving forward.
Sean Ha trying to cut Helton off. Helton goes out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he was looking up, wasn't paying attention. You could see him getting close to that end line and just overran it, unfortunately.
Now with 2 seconds left, Kerrigan has a shot, but it's checked out of his stick. No shot was able to be taken there. Kerrigan nicely defended by the Bulldogs. We'll end the first quarter. 4-2 after one. The Bulldogs ahead by 2. Do want to make sure that we take a moment to thank our underwriters. We at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank them for supporting our live sports coverage. That's Primary Bank, Northeast Delta Dental, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center. Appreciate their support. 4 officials for tonight's game, 3 on field, 1 near on the sideline, running the box. Really not a lot of calls in that first half. Pretty clean play for both teams here this evening.
Yeah, just that one flag that was waved off with the Purnell goal. I think here too, Corey, we're going to see teams are starting to settle in. It's also, again, it's a hot and muggy night. This is where having the bench and using the bench is going to be important for both teams.
85 degrees, 86, perhaps up to 87 in Manchester today, so a warm one. The route to this game, the Bulldogs again in this semifinal round trying to meet Pinkerton in the finals, but how they got here, they earned the #1 seed throughout the regular season. Great regular season, and knocked off Pinkerton in the second to last week of the regular season to earn that #1 seed. They faced Nashua South in the quarterfinal round and beat them soundly. 15-6 was the final in that game. Nashua South, the #9 seed, had advanced over Wyndham in a close match. That one was 10-9. Exeter faced Dover in the quarterfinals and squeaked one out. Final score of that game, 11-10. So pretty solid first round action in this Division I state championship. And now the Bulldogs and Exeter trying to win and advance to face Pinkerton. Another phenomenal game. Just before this one, a 5 p.m. face-off. The Pinkerton Astros knocking off the Bishop Girton Cardinals. 11-9 was the final in that game. So Pinkerton advances to the finals on Saturday evening. 5 p.m. at Stellos for anybody that's out there and wants to attend in person. We will try to bring you that game as well, depending on the outcome here. Riccio gets called for a violation on the face-off.
Yeah, I think that's the first recorded loss for Riccio today. Good for Bedford, or excuse me, bad for Bedford, good for Exeter. But again, on a technicality, Riccio, if he continues to dominate like this, Exeter's going to have a really hard time getting back in this game.
Teams have swapped sides. 12 minutes back on the board. We're underway here in the second quarter. 4-2 the score. The Bulldogs lead by 2. Early action, second quarter. Kerrigan from X looks out to that right wing. Exeter continues to probe and tries to solve this zone defense from the Bedford Bulldogs. They fire it behind.
Yeah, Bedford doing a nice job shutting down the angles. When Exeter thinks they have someone moving and get a shot here, they're Bedford closing down and getting on hands. And as we see there, Cam Santos with a nice lift and no shot, had to dump it out by number 20, Alex Kerrigan.
Santos, nice job getting that stick under the arms and lifting high into the air, disrupting any potential shot that Kerrigan might need to get off there. Gibney now up top. They run that wheel on the backside. Sneak around, they look in the middle. Ha gets free and he scores. And it's 4-3. Nice patience there for the Exeter Bluehawks. I believe Graves with the assist, and Ha pulls the Bluehawks to within 1.
Yeah, and Bedford, again, we talk about them playing very nice position defense and, sealing up the cracks. But Exeter is a good team, and a good team with time and patience, and someone with their hands free behind the goal will eventually find an open shooter able to catch and release, if you will, and get it in the back. But I think Bedford has to press out a little bit. They can't be content to just be in good position. They have to make things happen because minutes go by with Exeter with the ball, and you can't hold indefinitely.
Riccio with another face-off win. Looks for some help and support. He finds Durso near midfield. Steps it across and into the offensive end. Far side, Savo Vtorek. Vtorek had a phenomenal game in the last game against Exeter. 6 goals for the junior attackman. Earned the nickname Low to Low. His dangle was nasty that night. Now Helt draws a short stick defender. He pulls him all the way to X. Quick slide. Durso gets the pass in the middle. Save. Ronan Wilbur caught up to that bounce shot. At his feet, a tough save, but Wilbur was there. And the Blue Hawks with a successful defensive possession.
Yeah, just a little bit out of the reach of Durso. If that were in his grill, in his face, he probably would have had time to protect, cradle, and shoot. But just a little bit off there, but it was a nice opportunity. Great job by Wilbur to stand tall there.
Scarrett clears it all out. Blue Hawks will get back to their patient offense. Gibney up top. Back behind, Graves. They'll run it again. Near side, Luke Karen. Here's Wilhelm. All the way up top, now far to that right wing. They try the sneak. Bulldogs are there for at least some pressure. Gibney up top center. Bouncer is too high. Backed up behind by Alex Kerrigan. The Blue Hawks will keep possession in this end.
Yeah, we see Ethan Hare out there for defense on Bedford. Another person who has to, play within the unit there and make sure the slides are going. He's doing a good job thus far, but it's, I think that's a good move by coach to keep some legs fresh. But again, it's a new person off the bench, and Exeter seems to, feel content to move the ball around and find those cracks and try it only when necessary.
I love your pun there. Keep them fresh, as Hare is a freshman.
There you go.
Pass in the middle, and getting swarmed is Gibney. Pulls up the ground ball. Bounce shot, save. Kahn. High bouncer. Kahn held his position. That ball bounced all the way up to his stick side high. And he comes up with a nice save. Angelo with a nice little dodge there on the clear.
I see a bunch of people slipping. I also see these bounce shots really getting up top quickly on Kahn. I think it's a little bit different of a playing service than what they are used to at other places, maybe back at Bedford.
Dax Becker will take a shot. Misses wide left, but Kobe Rubin on the backup. Durso near side. He's guarded by Karen. Short stick defender. Under 8 minutes to go in the first half. The Bulldogs ahead by 1, 4-3. The Bulldogs opening with a 4-goal run, and then Exeter coming back. 3-goal run of their own, pulling to within 1. Becker on the rebound here. Wilbur another save. Now laying some lumber behind Cameron Knowles. Round in the corner, Wilbur with a save.
Yeah, and I think Becker was a really nice play. He got the corner, but he kind of telegraphed that a little bit going low. I think Wilbur was just there to meet him when the ball went down. Love to see a fake low to high.
Kerrigan dishes low, back to Kerrigan. Let's go. Nice little 1-2 there. Kerrigan dished it to Graves. Graves right back to Kerrigan, and they find the back of the net. It's 4-4.
Yeah, Exeter doing a nice job clawing back. They haven't done anything spectacular. It's really just been an opportunity for them to take advantage. Bedford not able to close. The goals aren't coming as easy as perhaps they did previously. And they are really, they've got a little bit of momentum on their side. Bedford has to win a face-off and get a good shot here.
4 different scores for the Blue Hawks. Graves with 2 assists now. Had the first goal for the Blue Hawks as well. Riccio, weirdly enough, wins another faceoff. He's being harassed by Logan Schwalje. Nice patience for Riccio. Now Rubin all the way back up top for Durso. He'll have a go. Gets free, gets a shot off. Close back up, but there for it, John Purnell.
Yeah, and those opportunities are going to continue to be open as Exeter presses out on the ball and uses their long poles on specific guys, Matthews, Helton, etc. Other people are going to be able to step up and get the opportunities and shots. They have to bury them.
Flag down here. Becker dishes low. Kobe Rubin tries the dump. We got another foul. We get a dead ball on the second foul. The play is called dead immediately. So 2 fouls on Exeter. As Rubin tried to get that dunk, he took a tough body shot. We'll have a 2-man advantage for the Bulldogs here with 6:28 to go in this first half. 4-4 score.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering why they called that. Brody Helton got the ball. Of course, we have to watch out for player safety with Rubin getting hit pretty hard. I wonder if they were making sure he was okay, but otherwise that ball should have kept on going and kept on been in play.
I do have to refute you on this one. For the second foul, they actually blew it dead right away. So
New Hampshire's a different place.
It is a different place.
All right. I like it. I respect it.
So now the Bulldogs, 2-man advantage.
Consider myself refuted.
There you go, refuted. Cullen Scarrett with 1 penalty, Cameron Knowles with the second. They will kneel in the box and feel shame, but only if the Bulldogs can capitalize here. They move it around. Little handoff there. No handoff. Lefty shot from the left wing there by Purnell. Stick side high save, not too much of a challenge for Ronan Wilbur. And now a great ride. The Bulldogs get possession. Helton tried to scoop it back quickly. Couldn't, and it trickles out of bounds on that far sideline.
Yeah, this is just a tough situation for Bedford. They gave up the shot high to high and pretty easy save by Wilbur. Then they got the ball and just weren't able to make those connections, and unfortunately Helton didn't know quite where the ball was, let it trickle out. I got to say that Bedford's got a lot of unforced errors at this point, kind of allowing Exeter to creep back in.
Coach Brewster takes a timeout for the Blue Hawks. 4-4 is your score. He's down 2 men. Great timeout there, as he probably wants to put his most elusive midfielder on the ball to try to clear this out in a smooth fashion. 6 minutes ago in the first half, knotted at 4. Appreciate Eric Chellis from the Blue Hawk media team running camera for us tonight. Andrew Fenn back in the studio helping with replays. Technical director, as always, phenomenal help. Jay, you're in the huddle right now. You had a 4-goal lead, and you've seen it just drip away. And I say drip because it was just slow, just a methodical creep back into it from this Blue Hawk team. What are you telling your Bulldog team at this point?
Yeah, I think some of it, obviously the message depends on the coach, and some coaches would say, hey, we're okay, folks. They've basically given them a lot of opportunities and openings that they've walked through. But I think when knowing Gaudreau as I do and walking in, I think he's saying, hey, look, guys, screw on your head a little bit tighter. Let's take care of the ball. When we get a chance to put the ball in the back of the net, finish it. I don't want to see this goalie with a bunch of high-to-high saves. Put the ball in the back of the net, and let's get some of these goals back, and let's start to create a cushion. Because a team like Exeter, disciplined, good athletes, good shooters, patient, can hang around, and that's not the game you want to be in here in the playoffs.
Urgency ratcheted up, of course, state semifinals right now. The first semifinal won by the Pinkerton Astros, victorious over the Bishop Girton Cardinals, 11-9 the final in that first game here this evening from Manchester Memorial. Appreciate Manchester Memorial hosting these semifinal games this evening. And now Gibney will look to clear it out from the back. Exeter is now only 1 man down. Good dodge on the near side, Chase Barrett. He'll tuck it under his arm and run all the way to X. Chased down by Trevor Abendroth. Little handoff behind. Tommy Graves up top for Wilhelm. Now here's Kerrigan. Exeter will take their time. Try to earn back some time off the clock. And wait to get to full strength as Abendroth tries to double team.
Yeah, and we see here Bedford just a little bit tentative. If you're going to go, you better be going and running hard. There's plenty of people on the sidelines who can spell you. But I think the way this game is going, it's kind of slowing down, and that favors Exeter. I think Bedford needs to extend, especially being man up here. So they could be freely doubling the ball. They're letting Exeter just kind of walk around and kill this penalty.
They're not quite shutting off those adjacent passes either. So this one here needs to be locked off. Santos can go to work, try to get that ball from Gibney. Throw as many takeaway checks as you want, but that pass right there, just far too easy. Got to have Clark up in the gloves, discouraging that adjacent pass, and that one was just too easy. So that'll do it. We're back to even strength here. Exeter dodges a bit of a bullet there, being 2 men down. They do not let up a goal. And it started with that stick side high save from Ronan Wilbur.
Yeah, and given that 2-minute penalty, you said a bit of a bullet. I think it was a big, massive bullet, because that probably would have been locked in given the nature of the penalty on Exeter with the hit to the head. So Exeter, really nice job to let that go by. And I think, we talked about coming off a timeout. I don't know if Bedford knew how much time truly was left in those penalties. It kind of took it easy a little bit at the end.
Bulldogs have bounced into a man-to-man defense here. Gibney hits it off the pipe. He beat Kahn, but Kahn had some help. Nice ground ball there for the Blue Hawks, evading oncoming pressure, Sean Ha. And Exeter gets it all the way behind. Time of possession now likely well in favor of the Blue Hawks. Driving goal line extended Graves, can't find a cutter. They put it back up top. Here's Luke Karen. Abendroth forces him down the side, pushes him behind. Karen wants to go lefty. Abendroth wants to push him to the right. Now a shot here near side. Wilhelm misses it far left.
And I apologize for the sound effects, but we saw 2 of the Bedford Bulldogs anxious to help out their friend, but they left the shooter wide open, and Bedford's got to clean this defense up and make sure they're only sliding with 1.
Pass into the middle, squeaks by, and now Kahn comes up with an in-close save. Nice hands there by Kahn as Matt Wilhelm had possession right there just on the crease. Shot backed up behind by the Blue Hawks. Smart game plan here for the Blue Hawks. They know the offensive powerhouse of Bennett Matthews, of Brody Helton, but if they don't have the ball, they can't score. So a deliberate approach for Coach Brewster here this evening. 4-4 with 2 minutes left in this first half. Kerrigan, they'll bring it behind. He draws Noah Lawless. Gibney up top, lets it go and finds the top left corner. The Exeter Blue Hawks are on top for the first time tonight. 5-4, Gibney with the goal.
Yeah, and for those who haven't played, or a lot of people have played different sports, playing defense is very, very tiring, especially when you have a team that's constantly pressing. I think Bedford just, is a little bit tired, a little bit on their heels here. It feels good, and you get energy when you score goals. When you get a couple stops against you and you can't put the ball in the back of the net, it doesn't come that easy. I think we see a little bit of the rise and fall of the emotions here as much as anything, but Bedford has to find a way to get it up, get the intensity up, and start to press a little bit more and take care of the ball when they have it.
5th different goal scorer on 5 goals for the Blue Hawks. Another assist to Graves. Gibney puts the Blue Hawks up by 1. You're absolutely right. Defense can be exhausting if you have 2 and 3 and 4 minute possessions that you're playing consistently. Matthews now for the Bulldogs. Looks to draw even. Will fake, splits 2, draws 3 and 4. Backhand pass across the formation. He finds Dax Becker.
Yeah, and we see that Exeter is pushing out, and they are getting beaten, but they're recovering. Those types of passes have to be, strong on target, because as Exeter is out on their man, there's really no room for the errant pass. And so I think Bedford has to start running. They are doing a little bit more, running to get the ball, and then running towards the ball, making sure you are an outlet for your teammate, ready to shoot and score.
Nico Thomas trying to keep Helton in check. Save up top. Wilbur, beautiful one, caught up to it. Looked like Helton had him beat high in the center of that goal, but Wilbur matches. Shot here, running to his left side, and now drawing the Bulldogs even, John Purnell. Purnell with his hattie.
Yeah, I love to see it. Purnell, great rip. When he shot it, actually, he was pretty far out, and Wilbur's been so strong. I was kind of thinking maybe that's not the high percentage, but able to put a lot of heat on that, and I think that's what got by Wilbur. Perhaps even surprised him that it was coming, but great outcome for Bedford. Maybe that's the goal they need to kind of settle down and realize they're still well in this game and have a chance to take control with the ball in possession.
Purnell came from the sidearm too, and so that change of angle likely caused a little confusion there for Ronan Wilbur. Chip on the face-off here, and Riccio wins another one for the Bulldogs.
Excuse me, Corey. This is, I think, where, too, tape. These teams have played each other. Now it's the third time, but we watched Bishop Girton play Bedford, and they were absolutely all over Bedford, extending, and that really hurt the Bulldogs' fast-paced offense, and we see Exeter doing the same thing, kind of copycat.
In close shot there from Durso, sails high. Helton will take possession from behind. Tries a backhand shot. Can't get it on Cage, and it's retrieved by Exeter, and now they have a 4-on-3. Quick pass, 1-2, and they can't make the connection down low at goal line extended.
Yeah, that was a tough one from Helen. I think he had a lot of, it wasn't bad in its own right. I mean, it was a good shot. It didn't quite get where it needed to go, but he also had other options that he could have gone after.
The Blue Hawks jumped into a 10-man ride. So Matthews shot from about 50 yards away, and now getting cleared out was Helton. That'll do it for the first half. 5-5 your score at halftime. The Bulldogs came out with a 4-goal run to start the game. A 5-goal run by the Blue Hawks gave them the lead, and then John Purnell topped off his hat trick in this first half to even the score at 5. We'll take a break. 10 minutes or so for halftime. After 24 minutes of play, nothing has been settled. We'll see what happens in the second half. We'll see you on the other side.
BCTV and WBNH thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business, with branches in Bedford, Manchester, Nashua, and Derry. PrimaryBankNH.com. Delta Dental, providing easy access to quality dental coverage for every smile, from your younger years to your golden years, with the nation's largest provider network. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing healthcare to meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center, where meals turn into moments and conversations last a little longer. Murphy'sTapRoom.com.
Welcome back to Manchester Memorial High School here in Manchester, New Hampshire, for this evening's state Division I semifinal, where the Bedford Bulldogs are taking on the Exeter Blue Hawks. This is a number 1, number 5 matchup. The Bulldogs coming in with the number 1 seed. The Exeter Blue Hawks knocking off the number 4 seed to make their way to this semifinal. Halftime score 5-5. The Bulldogs came out with a 4-goal run to get up 4-0. And the Exeter Blue Hawks maintained their patience, kept chipping away, actually went into the lead 5-4. And then John Purnell was able to get a 5th goal for the Bedford Bulldogs to knot it at 5 before halftime. Jay Jay Abendroth, my colleague here. Jay, thoughts from that first half?
Yeah, there's the Denny Green. They are who we thought they were. I actually credit to Exeter. They have changed their game plan from the previous 2 games. They've got long poles out attacking the ball. They're being patient on offense, and they're really deflating this high-powered Bedford offense. Now, again, we saw last game that Exeter walked in and out of the locker room at halftime up 5-3, so it's kind of a clean sheet here, 0-0 as they say, but really look to see who can get the pedal on the gas early in this quarter and kind of win the first couple minutes.
Traditionally think if in a lacrosse game your defense can hold the other team under 10 goals, you have a shot to win. We're on pace for 10 each. We'll see what happens here in this second half. The Bulldogs content to play a lot of zone defense in that first half as Riccio wins another face-off. Slips and falls from his tush. He finds his teammate Helton. Helton will take the shot, bounce shot, wide left. Can't get it on cage. John Purnell backs it up behind. Heads up play there by Riccio to keep possession for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and really nice play by Riccio to keep it. Brody Helton getting open. We saw Brody come through, and it was a good shot. However, I think that I want to see them press those 2-on-1s. He had Ruben on the corner there. I think even though that was a good shot, he could have fought and gotten a great shot. Love to see them have a little bit more patience because Wilbur is playing a fantastic game.
Purnell gets doubled. Nice job to keep possession there as his hands were tied up. Needs to run away here, though. He's feeling a lot of pressure. Applied here by Chase Barrett. They get the ball on the ground, but Durso is there to scoop it up. And now this Exeter defense really pressing out wide. Applying pressure all over the field. Durso relieves that pressure. Helton will get it back.
Yeah, we got an Exeter team who is, they are willing their way to a defensive stand here as Wilbur gets the ball and Helton just looks like there's going to be a flag. But again, a lot of individualized effort by Bedford. Love to see a little bit more team play. They get the opportunity going man up here.
Helton takes a shot after he sails that lefty bouncer in towards Wilbur. Coming to the box near side. This will be Jackson LaRanger picking up the illegal body check. 1 minute into this third quarter. We're still tied at 5. Bulldogs believe this is only their second extra man opportunity of the game. The first one, they had a 2-man advantage, unable to cash in on that one.
Yeah, and they got to just open their eyes here again. We see Helton with a shot and no backup. It's just something that they have to continue to tighten up. These goals that might have come easy earlier in the season just aren't there. This is playoff lacrosse, and Wilbur is proving over and over again that he's not going to just let the ball go by him. Bedford has to become a little bit more disciplined.
Aggressive play there, but Scarrett able to avoid the foul. That one is going to be a foul on Durso. We got a penalty flag on the near side. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Looked like the Exeter player tripped over his own feet, but they're going to call a push on Durso. So that will negate the Bulldogs man up. Durso trots to the sideline. We'll have 5-on-5 play for the next short amount of time. I believe that was maybe only 30 seconds of possession for the Bulldogs, so this will likely be a 5-on-5 for the duration of both penalties. 10.5 to go in the third quarter. 5-5 is your score. Again, the Bulldogs went up 4-0 in the first half. 5-goal run by the Exeter Bluehawks put them ahead by a goal, and then nice little pick here. Beautiful stick work there. Paul Gaudreau runs into trouble with a double team, though, and Gibney comes away with it on the loose ball.
Yeah, and Paul with a very, very nice play, able to pick that out and just kind of got rode up there by 2 attackmen who are playing defense. And Bedford really, really has to clean up these clears. They've given up 2 goals and a lot of opportunities on the offensive end without being able to get the ball where they need it to go.
Screams from the near sideline that Exeter was offside. They were not, however. A lot of referees in the stands. Sometimes they're right, many times they are not.
I'll refute you on that one. He was actually, number 9 was actually over the line, but that's okay. Behind the ref, didn't see it, didn't happen.
I appreciate the refute. I'll refute you, and
That's right. I'll raise your refute. Yep. Competition never ends, even when you get older.
We're back to 6-on-6 play. Exeter keeping possession here, and as we've noticed in this second half, the Bulldogs have changed their defense out into a man-to-man, switching it up a little bit here. Getting the edge, but a nice over-the-head check there by Cam Santos gets the ball on the turf. Lawless picks it up. And now looking for the clear on the far side, they find Bennett Matthews. Matthews sprints through midfield. He gets going downhill. He looks to that back door again, and Purnell, another cut behind his defender. Purnell with 4 goals tonight now. Beautiful assist by Matthews. And the Bulldogs back ahead by 1.
Yeah, great transition. We all remember that Staples commercial where there's the easy button. Drew Clark hit the easy button. He found Bennett Matthews, good pass to him, and let him turn and get some space. Matthews, again, like we're talking about, had some patience. He could have shot that, and I think Wilbur has probably saved more of those than he's let in. Was willing to make the extra pass, get Wilbur off balance. Easy goal by Purnell. Love to see it for Bedford as a little bit of a response coming out of the halftime.
That was easy. Little trip on the face-off, and Riccio will earn possession again for the Bulldogs. Durso picks it up. Near side for Matthews.
Yeah, and Logan Swaljays, first he has to face off against Dylan Riccio as a long pole, and then after he loses, pretty much inevitably, he has to then guard Bennett Matthews one-on-one. So he has a tall order today as he continues to do a really nice job keeping Matthews relatively at bay.
Now they have a 2-on-1. They feed it again to Purnell. And another goal, this time from Helton. Purnell just tearing up this defense. Purnell, great cut when his defender looked the other way, went to double and help on the breaking Helton. Helton found Purnell. Purnell cashed and did his job. 7-5, 2-goal lead for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, really nice patience, as we talked about, by Brody. He could have shot that. He's a great shooter, but he was willing to give it to Purnell, who, when Exeter is focused, we're talking about them being all over the ball and extending and pressure. Helton beat his man, and that creates a big problem for Exeter. You got to stop the ball with Brody. He's a shooter, and that left Purnell wide open. And then Purnell with the catch, the tuck, not the shot right away, the tuck, and dip, got Wilbur on his rear, and it was a great goal all around by Bedford.
Riccio won the face-off, but then was dispossessed. Cullen Scarrett staying with it. Checked it away from his stick. Riccio turns it over. And now Gibney will go from behind. Durso tries to defend. Early slide. They skip it all the way up top. Here's Wilhelm. Wilhelm's been quiet. Lefty overhand shot. Ethan Kahn with the save. Low stick side. About a 17-yard shot. You have to rely on Kahn to make that every time.
Yeah, nice save by Ethan. That was pretty easy. And again, we see a very nice ladder clear where basically Bedford was able to just walk it up the sideline and take advantage of the 2-on-1s. This is a little bit of the calm that I think Bedford was expecting but didn't get in the first half, where Exeter was really up in the intensity and frenzy. Bedford's got to take advantage of this and keep the ball on offense for a little bit.
Helton tries to get some momentum there as he drives lefty. Durso, a little back cut, shot. And wow, I did not think the Bulldogs were there for that backup, but Rubin there will earn possession for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we had Rubin and Purnell coming to goal line extended from behind, trying to get that pass from Durso. I agree. That was a very, very lucky play, I think, by Bedford to be able to get that ball.
Bulldogs get in trouble on that far sideline. A double team earns the Blue Hawks the ball back. Here's Gibney racing through midfield. Tries to run the fast break. The pass gets to Wilhelm, but he can't squeeze it. The Bulldogs able to avert a goal there on the fast break. They ran it well. They got the pass they were looking for. Backdoor, Matt Wilhelm, the lefty, but he couldn't squeeze it on the doorstep. They do keep possession down here to our left side. Here's Sean Ha. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2 goals in this third quarter by John Purnell have put the Bulldogs ahead by 2. Now here's Ha running through 3 and 4 players, taking some body checks. Kahn with a great save. Shot in low by Griffin Gennard, and Kahn stood his ground. Made a great position save. Outlet passes on the money. A dime to Dax Becker. He's getting pushed near the sideline. This Bulldogs offense having some trouble with the extended pressure from the Blue Hawks. Pressing out left and right. We'll get a flag here. Delayed call. Kerrigan now. Exeter looks to press. Odd man advantage.
Yeah, number 13, Chase Barrett, has really had a nice game thus far, being the Energizer Bunny, if you will, and just making things happen. When Bedford should have an easy clear, Becker kind of runs in and doesn't necessarily get away from him. And number 13, Chase Barrett, able to get the ball for Exeter and give an opportunity and a foul.
Still a delayed penalty here. Flag near the 45-yard line near side. Gibney with the ball now. Santos puts some pressure on Gibney. They'll extend all the way out. Gibney looks to get the pick, but can't get it. Lawless, save Kahn. Still a delayed penalty, and finally it's picked up by Drew Clark. He earns the possession and gets the whistle blown for the foul. Durso will go in the box and feel shame. 30-second technical. Excuse me, that was on help. So the Blue Hawks, I believe this might be their first extra man opportunity. I'm not sure we've seen their EMO yet.
I think that is right.
As the first foul on the Bulldogs made it a 5-on-5, so I'll take it here.
Yeah, it's been a pretty clean game. We've had a couple of those kind of major 2-minuters, but otherwise, I think Exeter and Bedford and the referees have kind of kept this pretty clean.
Bouncer shot near side. Exeter brings it back to within 1. Goal by Griffin Gennard. That's his second on the evening. And Exeter's patience leads to a penalty. The penalty leads to a goal. Goal makes it 7-6. The Bulldogs ahead by just 1.
Yeah, this is the point of the game, too, where both kind of have to dig in a little bit. You can see the Bedford team, some of these offensive midfielders, and even Brody Helton was caught on defense there. So kind of playing double shifts, double time, and now they have to forget that and get going and get a little bit of momentum for Bedford to get some pad and cushion back again for their defense and offense to get a little bit of rest.
Riccio wins to himself. Gets ahead of steam. Gets some momentum into the offensive end. All the way back behind Cutter for Durso. They can't make the connection. Matthews scoops up the ground ball near midfield.
Yeah, Bedford very, very lucky. That would have been a little bit of a backbreaker at this point if they had lost that ball as well.
Purnell, another back cut. Shut down, though. Becker with a bounce shot. Puts the Bulldogs back ahead by 2. Purnell to Dax Becker. Nice little back cut there. We're seeing that time and time again, and that's what results from a very aggressive defense paying close attention to the ball. Those back cuts, those give and goes become very effective.
Yeah, and Purnell caught that ball with Wilbur, the goalie, on his back, way outside of his crease. Had the wherewithal not only to absorb that check, but look up, and Becker kind of found himself wide open in the middle. You don't get those shots very often, was able to cash it. Like you said, very aggressive defense, and Bedford finding a few of the cracks in it, if you will.
Riccio somehow loses his stick on the face there, so he loses just his second of the evening. It was an odd one there. Cullen Scarrett wins it for the Blue Hawks. 8-6 your score, 3.5 left in the third quarter. Somehow the Blue Hawks get an odd man here, and Kerrigan rings it off the pipe. Kind of confusing how that happens. Wow, is that a Teddy LaPointe sighting?
That is. Teddy LaPointe running hard.
Teddy had an injury that kept him out most of the season, but it's great to see him on the field. Kerrigan down behind Graves. Graves with 3 assists on the night to go along with 1 goal. All the way up top, Gibney. Karen. He'll take LaPointe to that far side. He likes the matchup. LaPointe, quick feet, likely going to stay with him here. Pass into the middle. Wilhelm gets it, excuse me, that's Graves. Gets it off, but misses the cage to the left. Kerrigan chases it down near side. Alex Kerrigan, back right of Ethan Kahn. Now he's at goal line and on to the right side. Gibney picks up a pick up top. Santos goes under. He'll shoot from 17 out. Kahn makes the save, but the rebound trickles behind. Graves will pick it up. 2:20 to go, third quarter. The Bulldogs ahead 8-6. From up top, here's Luke Karen. Head of steam, lefty shot, save. Rebound out to the left side. Wilhelm with a shot, matching him up top. Ethan Kahn coming up with a few big saves in that defensive possession, keeping it a 2-goal lead for the Bulldogs. Getting tied up on the clear, though. The Bulldogs turn it over. It's to Gibney in the middle.
Yeah, and that one again is just, they rushed it. Drew Clark thought he saw an opening, or maybe that was Will Frangillo. Thought he saw an opening to get it to Clark up front, and kind of no reason to give that ball away at that point.
Ground ball finally picked up by Exeter. Coach Brewster takes a timeout. 1:34 left in the third quarter. 8-6 your score. The Bulldogs lead by 2, but Coach Brewster trying to take advantage of this possession with limited time left in the third. Game of runs, Jay. Game of runs. 4-goal lead to start for Bedford. 5 goals in a row for Exeter. The Bulldogs come back. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Matched by Gennard with 1, but then Becker comes back. So 8-6. It's been a back and forth affair all evening.
Yeah, and I think both teams, Exeter more probably at this point, is taking advantage of the Bedford mistakes than whereas Bedford's doing a lot more one-on-one beating. Again, Exeter, got to give them credit for the defense, extending, getting the ball on the ground. But I think we're seeing Bedford, athleticism really getting on top of Exeter. But it's those mistakes, those careless passes. Or what the other thing I see is Exeter is doing a really nice job on the substitution plays where they're getting the right people off and the right people on. Bedford's just kind of, their offensive folks are getting in the hole. The midfielders are getting in the hole. And what does that do? That means you're tired playing defense. And then when you're counted on offense, you're not quite there. And I think Exeter's winning that battle. But again, Bedford is kind of getting nipped at the heels here. They have to have a big stop right now in order to keep this 2-goal lead.
Those substitutions patterns have also led up a couple of seemingly unwarranted odd man situations. So what you would think a settled kind of clear turning into a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2 on the backside, and Exeter getting a good shot off. That's been a little bit confusing on how they've been doing that from a Bedford standpoint. You have to make those substitutions. You have to be in the right place, right time, and those things cannot happen. Purnell, that's John Purnell leading the way. 5 goals for the Bulldogs. 2 goals by Dax Becker, 1 by Brody Helton. That's their 8. Griffin Gennard has 2 for Exeter. A goal apiece by Sean Ha, Sam Gibney, Tommy Graves, Alex Kerrigan. That makes up their 6. They're looking for 7 here as they start play again. 1:34 left in the third quarter. Now we'll see Santos press out a little bit on hands. Kerrigan. Now Graves.
Yeah, it looks like Bedford face guarding number 11, Sam Gibney. He's had a really nice night. Noah Lawless is staring him at the face, staying with him, not letting him get the ball. And Bedford, I think, trying to just disrupt this Exeter flow and try to make sure that they, have a really good defensive stand right here.
Rounding the corner and scoring. Tommy Graves been dishing dimes all night. Now he has 2 and 3. Picked up a pick by Gibney, as you were mentioning, that face guarding. Despite the face guard, you still need to help and hedge on that pick. They didn't get it, and it's 8-7.
Yeah, you got that right. I mean, Noah Lawless has had a great year, but that's one of these things that you can't talk about it right now. You got to be talking about it weeks and weeks and weeks ago. If you face guard someone and that person is setting a pick, you're either going to come off and help hedge, like you said, or you're going to create a lane. There, he kind of a little bit indecision. Defender got held up, and it wasn't the fastest shot, to be honest with you, either. And I think it just got on top of Kahn. And, something that good goal for Exeter, but you can't teach that right now. That was either taught a couple weeks ago, or it's just something that, quirky play in the game that you just got to overcome.
It was sort of an off-speed pitch, and it fooled Ethan Kahn there, stick side hip. So it wasn't the most ridiculous placement, and Kahn just couldn't come up with it. 8-7, 35 seconds to go in this third quarter. The Bulldogs ahead by 1. Matthews comes high and misses the cage, and Exeter is there for the backup. Jackson LaRanger with the hustle play back left of the cage, earns possession for the Blue Hawks.
Yeah, and we see yet again no discipline getting that backup. When Bennett Matthews or Brody Helton have the ball, that has got to be a rule that someone's got the backup. It just has to be.
Nice pick here by Trevor Abendroff, but gets checked from behind. Read the play nicely. Now feet get tangled, no call. Santos gets swarmed by 4 Blue Hawks defenders and earns possession for the Blue Hawks. 2-1, and that'll do it for this third quarter. 3 goals by the Bulldogs, 2 goals by the Blue Hawks, just a 1-goal margin as we are knotted at halftime. 8-7 your score after 3, the Bulldogs ahead by 1. We had nothing decided at halftime. Still not much decided here after 3. Long way to go, 12 minutes, but a lot can happen in those 12 minutes. I want to take a moment here to make sure that we thank our underwriters. We at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank them for supporting our live sports coverage. That's Primary Bank, Northeast Delta Dental, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center. Appreciate their support throughout the spring and throughout this school year for helping bring live sports coverage to our Bedford community and beyond. 1-goal margin. Putting you back in Coach's shoes, what is Coach Gaudreau saying right now?
Yeah, first I think you're saying thank goodness that was a quarter, because that was looking pretty ratty by our team trying to get the ball out of our end. But you say, hey, look, folks, there is 12 minutes left in this game. Let's not make it 12 minutes left in our season. Dylan Riccio, go out and win this face-off. I want my best out of you all, and this is a team game. People are tired, they're tired, but mental mistakes. It's not your muscles, it's your memory, it's your mind that's going to probably determine this game. And I think Coach is just saying, look, you play smart, you're going to win this game.
It's tough to beat a team 3 times in one season. The Bulldogs won both regular season matchups. Adjustments have been made throughout. Coach Gaudreau wants to do just that tonight, win that third game to advance to the finals. That final game will be played on Saturday night, June 13th, 5 p.m. from Stello Stadium. We still have a quarter to go, 12 minutes back on the board. We're ready for the face-off. And we have a violation. Riccio with the violation, and the Blue Hawks will earn possession.
Yeah, and that must have been something of the setup there, because they didn't even call the whistle. I don't know, you saw Swalje calling for it, and he got what he wanted. It must be something he's been talking to the officials about all game.
Graves goes behind. Right goal line extended. Kerrigan goes high, picks up a pick from Gibney, and now one from Scarrett. We'll give and go. Looked like Kerrigan had some room. Karen decided to hold it. Kerrigan again. Draws the short stick defender, and Bryson Durso draws the double. Rolls away from pressure. Graves behind. Now back up top. Here's Gibney. Goes on a righty sweep dodge shot. Snuffed out. Ethan Kahn with a save low to his right side. That's a tough one for the left-handed goalie.
Yeah, we talk about that execution of the substitutions. Colin Scarrett was out there. Bryce Durso had him, and somehow through the way they were getting the ball through and where they were switching, Colin Scarrett is off the field. Durso is on playing defense, and now they're going to need him on offense. So, again, Bedford's going to have to think about how they are substituting in this game.
Kahn comes up with the save. Long bounce shot. Now Kahn, outlet pass over everybody's head. We got an interference called back behind the play.
Yeah, at first I was wondering what Kahn was thinking there, but I think he was out thinking all of us, where he probably saw that he could pass that ball, hit the attackman's stick, and that's a free clear. So heady play there by Kahn.
Of course, Kahn's still in his crease. The attackmen are not allowed to make any contact with the goalie, whether it's on the pass or the follow-through. It doesn't matter. So Kahn earns the clear there. Driving shot was from Becker. Pretty far off the mark, but Bulldogs behind.
Most importantly, it was backed up, now Bedford with the ball again in Bennett Matthews' stick.
Matthews spins away, tries to dunk it from the right side. Can't get it on Cage.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one on Wilbur. He's just too disciplined, was hugging his post. Bennett with one more step creates a whole bunch more angle. Love to see him take that one more step.
They say one more step to glory. Perfect example there. Durso now draws the short stick defender Nico Thomas. Durso gets away from pressure, draws the double, looks inside. The back cut was there. They couldn't squeeze it in. Ground ball scramble out in front. These are the 50-50 balls you have to come up with. Great hustle there by Matthews. Puts the ball back on the turf. Nico Thomas had scooped it up, and Matthews got it back on the turf. Another possession for the Bulldogs. They have a 1-goal lead here, 9:20 to go in this game. Matthews doing what he can to extend that lead. Becker, good cut, was open. Didn't want to pull the trigger. Durso now up top.
Yeah, that was a must-have by Bennett Matthews. Exeter was about to get out of here with another fast break or odd man and kind of get a little bit of momentum, and Matthews came up big with that wrap check, got the ball with this opportunity.
Durso shot here, saved by Wilbur. Kobe Rubin scooped up the rebound. He tries to hand it off to Helton. They miss the connection, and the Blue Hawks come away with the ground ball.
Yeah, again, apologies for the sound effects. I think we just see Bedford, a little bit frazzled when it comes to getting pressure and running around. I mean, instead of just taking your guy where he needs to go, get it behind X, they're looking for that pass they don't need to make. And I think that's something that we got to talk about too from a coaching standpoint and say, guys, you know how to cradle, you know how to run, do both at the same time and you'll be fine.
Protect your stick, handle the pressure. You guys are athletes. With the Blue Hawks rounding in the offensive end here, they finally give it up to Griffin Gennard. He'll have a go. Righty dodge. Shot. Misses the cage. Low left. Kahn was there. From Gennard.
Yeah, I see on both sides a lot of tired players here, a lot of walking as that one went out. I think a few folks were kind of happy that it did go out and have a little chance to take a break. I think it's who's going to be able to turn it on a little bit and win those 50-50 balls and bring some energy is going to win this next 7.5 minutes.
Wilhelm. The big lefty looking to get some space. Nicely defended by Will Frangelo. Shot here, stick side high, easy save for Kahn. Up to the task. Now he'll outlet to Frangelo on that right side. Looking for Gaudreau. He's got it. They get it all the way over. And now we'll get a timeout. Coach Gaudreau, smart timeout there. His defense comes up with a big stop. They hold it to a 1-goal margin. The Bulldogs 8-7. They lead by 1, 7:18 to go in the game. Coach Gaudreau takes that timeout.
Yeah, I like that timeout. It's one of those pivotal, TSN turning points. for our Canadian friends, Canadian viewers. I think it was just something that this is an opportunity to give, as we said, get some water in people, get them to calm down a little bit. And I think this is where these kids have been playing for a long time, but they're still young. You give them a mission. You say, look, we are going to keep the ball, we're going to keep possession, and we are going to get a good shot and drop a play. And let's be disciplined about what we do next in the next 2 minutes, because it's going to start there, and we're going to do it again and again. All of a sudden, you're going to be in the place you want to be.
To your earlier point, this is a great opportunity for Coach Gaudreau to get the right personnel on the field, get them rested for at least the minute timeout, and make sure you have the combination of offensive players that you want out there to capitalize on this possession. You were talking about individual play here too. The last 3 goals have all been assisted. That's what you like to see. Make that initial dodge, draw the double or sometimes triple. There has to be an open player out there. Make your original move, then keep your head up. Somebody will be open.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it a lot this year. I don't know why, but we talk about chaos, right? If you're on defense, you want to create chaos. But the flip side of that is if you do and you don't fully get the ball, then you're on your heels. And I think Bedford's done a really nice job creating a little bit of chaos. Exeter's probably helping them with pushing out and getting the ball, getting stick on hands. But Bedford's been able to, as you said, keep their head up and not just settle for a shot. And so I think this is another one. I love that stat. An assisted goal here speaks volumes about where this team's head is at.
Hopefully it's up. Hopefully they're seeing their open teammate, and hopefully they're continuing that team play.
And just to be fair, I'll take an unassisted goal as well. Don't want to be too hard
Absolutely.
on anybody, right?
Dax Becker will pick it up on the far sideline. 7:18 to go in the game. 8-7, a 1-goal lead for the Bedford Bulldogs as they face the Exeter Bluehawks here in the state semifinal. These teams looking to advance to the final on Saturday night. Again, it will be at 5 p.m. Stello Stadium down in Nashua. Becker had the edge, decided to pull it out. All the way up top, Bryson Durso. Bennett Matthews getting locked off on the near side by Logan Schwalge. Durso loses his footing, gets back up, rips it right-handed, stick-side high save for Wilbur. Stood tall in his cage, didn't have to move too far for that one. And Wilbur to Cullen Scarrett, who's been a clearing machine tonight.
Yeah, and the offense kind of did everything right there. They got the one-on-one matchup they wanted against the short pole, got the shot. Durso's had a lot of success against that this year and just not able to put it in the back. Wilbur being the difference again this game.
Karen getting harassed by both Santos and Matthews. Keeps possession. Sam Gibney. Wilhelm. Now Graves. Hear Coach Gaudreau saying he wants some pressure out there. This might indicate their stamina. It's been a long game. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the game. Bulldogs ahead by 1 as the Bluehawks look to knot it. Here's Kerrigan. Now Karen. Tries to pick up a pick. Lefty tries to draw up the middle, but Santos discourages that. Gibney now. Draws the long stick defender in Clark. Now they move it along behind. Gibney near side, switches to his left. Back to his right. Little question mark move on the top side there. His bounce shot goes wide left.
Yeah, that was pretty harmless, but I think Bedford dodged one there. Drew Clark went for the back check and got his stick out of the Gibney's hands, and that's always hard with a shooter. Again, I think he got enough of it that Gibney, that ball went bouncing away harmlessly, but Clark has to keep the ball, his stick in the front of the player.
Here's Karen on the near side. Santos matching up again. Good check there, causes a bounce pass, but Gibney handles it without problem. And now it's back to Graves. They switch up the matchups. Matthews will take Graves. He's chasing to that far goal line extended. Goes no farther. The Bluehawks very patient in this offensive set, just waiting for their opportunity. They had Karen. Couldn't make the connection. But Gibney there for the ground ball. Coming off near sideline, that's Griffin Gennard. He substitutes out. Ben Gibney will come on for the Blue Hawks. Here's Wilhelm. Back to Ben Gibney. Looks to go to that right side. Durso shadows him. And now here's Sam Gibney. Off the crossbar, high bouncer. And now a scramble up top, high crease. Big scrum. 10 players in there whacking around. Looks like even 11 players. And finally, Matthews emerges from the scrum. Takes a body check. The flag comes down. I'm kind of confused why the flag came down. Now another flag. We might have had some lip going. And it looks like Matthews took a shot there, maybe an illegal body check up top, or a slash is being called, and now we'll see how this gets adjudicated. 3:14 to go in this game. The Bulldogs ahead by 1. They just earned a possession on a phenomenal ground ball by Bennett Matthews.
Yeah, I can't tell you how important. I don't have to tell you how important that was, that ground ball, because that momentum, you can almost, in your mind see the field tilting. If Exeter came out with that, they probably would have had the ball for a good 4 minutes straight. And you get, as we talked about, playing defense is hard, and you can't hold forever. You need a play like that with Matthews individually coming out, and good things happen when you have the ball. We see this flag, and Bedford with an opportunity to burn a little time and then catch your breath and then score.
2 fouls called on Luke Caron, both slashes, both 1 minute. So they stack. Of the 3:14 remaining, the Bulldogs will be a man up for 2, depending on whether they poke a goal in here. If you're Coach Gaudreau, do you want him to score?
That's not fair. I was just going to ask you that. I think,
I got you first.
I think the answer is, for the first minute, no. Unequivocally, no. You've got the lead. You're not harming yourself right now by holding the ball and catching your breath. You are harming yourself by getting a save and having them get a fast break, etc. So I would say for the first minute, let it take it. That was free. For the second minute, then go take advantage, and kind of that's your time to eat.
We have seen Ronan Wilbur come up with a few saves on man-down opportunities, giving his defense the spark they need. Pass here tipped, but handled by Matthews.
And this is what we're talking about. That would have just been a deflation if Exeter got that ball on a routine pass and catch from 2 of the best players, not only on this Bedford team, but in New Hampshire, and they just got to know a little bit better.
Outside shot here. Saved. Helton takes it from 16 away. Too easy for Wilbur. They missed the outlet pass, though.
Yeah, that
Schwalge looks to recover.
That shot was too early. It was not necessary. And I think we're going to have an offsides.
Yes, we are.
They didn't call it.
And the Blue Hawks throw it away, though.
Doesn't look like they called it. I think Bedford got away.
I think they did on the far sideline. Yeah, so we have offside, Helton. And with 1:56 left, the Blue Hawks will have an extra man opportunity. They trail by 1, 8-7 was the score after 3. No goals yet here in this 4th quarter. The Bulldogs will need to have an attackman on. Play will restart from back left of Ethan Kahn. Bulldogs defense pushing out here a little bit, as there is still the penalty on Caron, so it is 5-on-5 play. Opens up the field a little bit more, gives you some more space to work. Here's Gennard.
Yeah, this is where you need your defense to really put their statement on this game and their stamp on it and make a stop.
Wilhelm runs through, checks, and scores. Low to the right side, just kept going. Not enough physical defense came to help. And big number 15, Matt Wilhelm, has knotted this game at 8.
Yeah, and hey, it's a good game. Everybody's running hard. People are playing. You never want to play the what-if game, but we're about at the time where if Bedford had just sat on that 2-minute penalty, they would still have the ball presumably and start into their offense. And so, again, that's not something that I'm criticizing the team on, the play, the game. It's on the field, not up here. But it's a big move by Exeter, and this is where you look to your strength. It's really been this Dylan Riccio in the X, and on the mids, the wings, getting the ball. This is what got you here this year.
Riccio wins it, pulls it back, and earns possession for the Bulldogs. We'll go down that right side. And now we have a timeout, Coach Gaudreau. 1:22 to go in the game. Tie game, 8-8 in this state semifinal. Jay, are you waiting for the last shot? Is that an easy question to ask you at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's hard. I would take what's given to me. A goal here matters. It changes things. It puts some desperation. It gives you a little bit of room, but it's got to be something easy. It's got to be a pass assist or a one-on-one ISO where someone gets to the goal, has a one-on-one with the goalie. Otherwise, you just cannot give life to this Exeter team more than they have. If it ended now in a tie, Exeter feels like they are on a high here. So Bedford has to have, at worst, that tie, but look for the goal kind of deep into this clock.
If you're Coach Brewster, what's your approach?
I think if you're Coach Brewster, you say, look, we've been scaring this team, and I'm the coach here, but we've been scaring this team by reaching out and getting our sticks on their gloves. They're making unforced errors because they're not sure what to do. So if I'm him, I'm selling out. I'm saying, go hard. The rest of the team will be in a formation. This is now where you play, coach's hat. You make sure your defense is packed into the middle, and then you have people going aggressively and getting the ball so the slides are there. But you want this ball on the ground, and you want to create some momentum and some havoc.
This Blue Hawks defense, in their athleticism and speed, has had success putting pressure on these Bulldogs ball handlers. I would imagine that we would see more of that here, although Karen is still in the box. So they are unable to go man-to-man. They may still try to jump what they think is a weaker ball handler. So not a lot of time left in this penalty.
Yeah, that's a surprise to me. I didn't realize that Karen was still in there. I thought we were pretty much done. However, this is where Bedford has to be very disciplined. They cannot let a stick in a passing lane get the ball on the ground and give it to Exeter. They got to make the extra step to get wide open, make sure they secure, and then move the ball along.
Schwalje is locking off Bennett Matthews. Kobe Rubin scores!
Huge.
Kobe Rubin on the high crease, got some room. 8 to 10 yard shot. And Rubin puts the Bulldogs back up by a goal.
We've been talking about, decision making, maybe not going Bedford's way. That was fantastic lacrosse by Bedford. It was the right decision, it was the right pace, and Rubin was wide open. He could have taken a two-step crow hop and gotten closer, but he did not need an invitation. He was able to put that in the back. Fantastic play by Bedford.
Dax Becker, I believe, will get the assist on that one. And again, another assisted goal. Riccio wins it back. All over his hands is Schwalje. Riccio all the way out of bounds. Tough break there.
Yeah, he had that one and just couldn't quite get his hands on it. Rode him up a little bit.
Nice job by Becker, and now Coach Brewster takes a timeout. 1:06 to go in the game. Exeter in possession, right in front of their bench on the near sideline. Coach Brewster takes that timeout, wants to get a solid possession here. He needs a goal to tie up this game and try to force overtime. Of course, there's still a lot of time to play. 66 seconds, a lot can happen in the lacrosse game in 66 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is where, if you're Bedford, you make sure you get hands on sticks. You stay in front of the ball. Look, they've played good, solid team defense all year long, not only all game. As you said earlier, keeping a team to 8 goals, 9 goals, whatever it is, under 10 is a strong showing by a defense. They just have to do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, and it starts with Ethan Kahn in goal, making sure that he's yelling out picks and crosses and has people where he wants them. But this is going to be an interesting minute 6 to end this game.
It sure will be. Quick scoring update. John Purnell leading the way for the Bulldogs, 5 goals and an assist. Dax Becker 2-1 for the night. Brody Helton has 1-1. Kobe Rubin with that last goal, also assists by Bryson Durso and Bennett Matthews. On the other side, the Blue Hawks, 2 goals by Griffin Gennard, 2 goals and 3 assists by Tommy Graves, a goal apiece for Alex Kerrigan, Matt Wilhelm, Sam Gibney, and Sean Ha. Gives you your scoring tonight. 9-8. The Bulldogs ahead by 1, but they need to play some defense here in this last minute 6 seconds. Ethan Kahn runs out to his net. He's come up with some phenomenal saves throughout this game. He needs at least 1 more to put these Bulldogs into the state championship on Saturday night.
Yeah, and they've got Bennett Matthews out there. He's played strong, tough defense. This is where I'm not quite sure why you're not locking off that adjacent. It just doesn't make sense. You probably have a matchup that you like. This is where you have to lock off, and you got to let Bennett, the senior, the All-American, do his job and get the ball on the ground.
Graves behind. Santos applying pressure. All the way to the far side, here's Kerrigan. Gets a pick. They handle it well this time. Kerrigan drops it briefly, but picks it up easily. Noah Lawless on the defense with a short stick. Kerrigan gets the shot off. Kahn makes the save. Bennett Matthews right there for the rebound. Don't headman it, just run.
Yeah, Bennett should not give up this ball.
20 seconds to go in this game. He should keep possession this whole time. Now he goes to the cage, will not shoot it, makes the smart decision, makes the senior play. And now Exeter looks to get the ball away. He passes it out of his stick. It goes out of bounds, near side. 9.5 seconds to go.
Yeah, absolutely no reason for that. It was, something that, again, I think he's tired. Can't fault the guy. He's been putting the team on his back, but this gives Exeter another 5-6 seconds to do something here.
3, 2, 1. Long shot, goes behind, and that'll do it. Final horn sounds. Your final score, 9-8. The Bedford Bulldogs hold on to win. They defeat the number 5 seed, Exeter Bluehawks, in a thriller here this evening. Both semifinal games going down to the wire. Of course, the Pinkerton Astros won the first half of this tilt. They beat the Bishop Girton Cardinals to advance to the finals on Saturday night. And now the Bedford Bulldogs punch their own ticket. A 9-8 win. Again, great game by John Purnell. 5 goals and 1 assist. Leads the way for the Bulldogs. Jay, any last thoughts before we sign off?
Yeah, great win. Great season for Exeter, playing hard all the way through. For Bedford, look, these games are not easy. It's you got to earn your way through, and Bedford had to earn this against a tough Exeter team. Some individual play by Bedford really got them over the edge. I think if you're coach, you got plenty of things to talk about tomorrow, but tomorrow is tomorrow. Be excited today because you are going to the state championships.
And you've earned tomorrow, so great job. Goal winner here tonight, Kobe Rubin. His only goal of the night, assisted by Dax Becker, puts the Bulldogs into the state championship. Again, 9-8 your final. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We really appreciate our crew here. Eric Chellis from the Blue Hawk Media Team. Andrew Fenn back in the studio. For Jay Abendroth, my name's Corey Munster-Tiger. Appreciate you joining us on BCTV, channels 8 and 1072 HD, as well as Blue Hawk Media. We will see you on Saturday night for the state finals from Stello Stadium. 5 p.m. face-off. See you then.